So the fight happens, and I really want. So this is the thing that I tweeted out yesterday. I want to explain my comments here too. This is a fight that absolutely should have happened. This is a fight that, from everything that I hear, just talking to Cobster about it, the event itself was incredible, and it's in UFC 229 for the most part went off without a hitch. So what happened was this big anticipated fight. So you see at the end here, Roxy, after McGregor loses, he throws his mouthpiece, what Khabib does, at McGregor's people, right? So he throws at it, and they're trying to hold him back, and so he's looking, and he jumps over the octagon and gets into a brawl into the crowd. And he's fighting in the crowd.
That's McGregor.
He's fighting. That's
the other guy.
He's fighting one of McGregor's teammates.
Yes, he's fighting one of his. Now the other guys are fighting McGregor inside the ring, and they're throwing punches at McGregor inside. And this is a big brawl that happens inside and outside of the octagon, and it was a disgusting thing that happened in UFC. Like you see this
McGregor
happen.
gets hit
Yeah,
right here.
well,
McGregor never fights back either.
Well, he was through a punch first.
No, they came after him.
No, go back. He throws a left hand, and then the guy. You watch it. Yeah,
It's because somebody attacked him. Yeah,
looked like the same time, but regardless, there's a fight in there. McGregor did not lose any of his purse. I think they're still holding Khabib's. I don't know what it is now, but McGregor's also not pressing charges as he wants the rematch, and it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Now,
he wants a rematch.
He wants a rematch because he lost the fight. And this is the thing. So I tweeted out yesterday. I think Conor McGregor is an incredible fighter.
Wait, so McGregor loses, Khabib wins.
Yes.
And Khabib gets in a fight?
Yeah, because what happened in the lead up to the fight. So Conor McGregor is probably the best shit talker in the history of sports.
Probably the only person I know in that sport.
Because of what he's done. He's a showman. He knows how to sell fights. He knows how. I mean, he's able to transition from what he did. People don't give him enough credit. What he did from transitioning from the UFC into boxing. Right, and holding his own against Floyd Mayweather, right? No realistic fight fan, casual fan, sure, but no realistic fight fan ever thought he had a chance to beat McGregor, but he held his own.
I actually watched that one.
Yeah, that's my point.
That was a good one. Yeah,
and he transitioned into it, and he was able to, because he's such a showman, he was able to do that. Now this is a different thing. I had tweeted out, I knew, like I said, anybody who really follows the fight game knew that he didn't stand a chance against McGregor. But this match, when this happened, I was talking about it. And the other thing I want to put into, to let everybody know, is that I used to be a big UFC fan. I would, when it broke in I watched the Gracie stuff in '93, but then 2005 is really when it came back into prominence after The Ultimate Fighter with Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonnar really setting the mood to what it ultimately became. I watched all the Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz stuff. I used to bet on UFC fights like it was my job, because I used to bet on boxing, but the thing was with UFC. It was so much. Boxing is one skill with your fists, right? Mm-hmm. You could, most of the time, whoever the favorite is going to wins, unless there's some either shady stuff or a lucky punch or something along those lines, because it's one particular skill. With MMA, it was all over. You could win with wrestling, you win with jiu-jitsu, and people were still giving boxing type odds for MMA. So I was betting, and I was doing well.
How were you guessing who was going to win, though?
It was I would go for, you get big odds. For example, there's a big fight, GSP, Joe St. Pierre. He fought this guy Matt Serra, who was this Long Island kind of scrapper, and the odds were I think it was 10-1 or something. I bet $2,000 on Matt Serra. I did pretty well.
Jeez.
And because I was watching the fights, I was watching the Ultimate Fighter, I was watching the build up, the lead up to it, and I also just didn't think GSP was taking him that serious. He wound up getting caught in the back of the head and lost the fight. But you got to keep up on it. There were guys like Roca and Dennis and Jay Williams who keep up on it now all the time, and that's what I was doing. I was reading, I was finding out who was weighing in, how they were taking the fight, what the training regimen was, all that stuff.
Are they all keeping up because they're all betting too, or just because they love the sport?
No. I think just because of the sport. And I also I love the sport. That's why I would bet on it. But then I stopped. Betting on it. I stopped doing. In general watching as much because family and stuff too. But I'm not. I'm not a casual fan. I am someone that if I know enough about it, I would say that I have a pretty good knowledge of it. So I tweeted out yesterday, and I was talking to Dennis about this. when you look at that fight, this is the same thing. Conor McGregor, his last fight was against Floyd Mayweather. He's more of a personality, celebrity now. He can fight. He's a professional fighter, but to put him up against Khabib, who's been doing this and has the longest fight winning streak, one of the longest winning streaks in UFC history, not the longest, but I think Anderson Silva still has it. But anyway, and because of their styles, it was almost a sure bet. I walked out of here and I said, Khabib finishes him in the 4th round. And he finished him in the 4th round. It could have been the 3rd, could have been the 4th, but I said the 4th because of just the styles and the way that they match up. And I also think I understand why they did it. It's a big money fight, but I don't think Conor should have taken that fight right away. And I tweeted that out, and someone's like, look at all the casual fans coming out now giving their opinion that Conor's got to lose. And that's not what I was saying. I'm just saying there are certain fights that you just know how the styles match up. I don't think this should be a rematch for this fight. There will be because of all this nonsense going on.
But what I'm asking is, why would Khabib win and then fight somebody?
Sorry, I didn't explain that well enough. So Khabib going, thank you.
Yeah, not well enough.
No. So Khabib going into this fight, Conor, as he's the ultimate showman, really started hammering after Khabib, but not maybe taking it too far, going after his family, his religion, like everything. Right?
Oh,
really,
boy.
really
audibly during the fight.
Yeah, during press conferences and everything, and even before that,
leading up to it.
Yeah, even before that, he attacked his. Do you remember on CNN, ESPN when he attacked that tour bus? With
yes,
that was Khabib. So
that was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so there was a lot of animosity leading up to it, and Khabib has been quiet about it, and he even said he didn't do a lot of press leading up to it. Khabib, and then he also said that he was going to there would be no handshake after the fight, and there wasn't. He leaned over him and was taunting him as he beat him, and then he went after the corner and jumped over, and it all built up. But as a champion, you gotta hold that shit in. It was super unprofessional. I mean, that's what Conor McGregor does, and it was stupid. It was a dumb move. He absolutely should be suspended. He absolutely should. There's no doubt about it.
And he is?
I don't know. I don't know what they final. Guys, do we know what the call is?
I don't know what exactly I'll look it up right now, but I do know that it's kind of out of the UFC's hands because I think the governor was there, so they saw it as a huge threat. So it's Nevada. The Nevada law is looking into it. They're still doing the investigations about everything.
As they should. What's the difference between that and when Artest jumped into the crowd during basketball?
Right.
You're putting civilians at risk. There was something that happened at Strikeforce years ago. I think it was Melendez, and it was inside of the ring. It was inside, so it was contained, and there were a lot of things that went down there. But it wasn't. You start spreading that shit out to people. What if I'm there watching with my kid?
Yeah.
And this maniac comes flying over the thing and throws a. It's contain yourself,
no joke,
dude.
Obviously, I know nothing about this, considering you just had to explain for me the first 20 minutes of the show what happened, and I still am a little confused.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't follow this kind of stuff. I just knew it was happening, so
It's got to be suspended.
But my
no.
casual fan take on it is just I have zero respect for anybody who brings danger to other people who came to watch you as entertainment.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. And
it's
where people hurt.
It's definitely dumb, but it's more
hurt.
than dumb because of that.
Right.
Somebody could have ended up killed.
Yeah. I mean, he jumps over and does a flying Superman punch to do it. And it's really, I mean, I haven't really seen anybody defending him for this because it's this is and granted, look, the other thing is people, Roca is one, there are other people too. There are these Conor McGregor fanboys out there, right, too. And I understand why. The guy has become the Stone Cold Steve Austin of UFC. I get it. But there are a lot of blind. I would tell Roca too. I think Roca's a blind Conor McGregor fanboy. He had him beating Floyd Mayweather. He had him beating this guy. I said, dude, there's no. Yeah, that's what he does. But there's no chance. There was no chance for him to win either one of those fights. There was just no chance. Anyway, Alex, what's the chat road? This is, by the way, I want to say this, and I'm going to address the Afterthoughts guys in a second. I'm listening to their show, which was great this weekend. You should listen to it on Movie Talk feed. But I'm in there and I'm thinking about Riley in general on the computer. I don't like him on the computer because I like him to be engaged in the thing. Yeah. So I'm you know what? I'm going to start having Alex do it. And then right as I think that, the Afterthoughts guys go, well, he should have Alex do it. I'm God damn it, nothing gonna because they love. They're
holding that over you.
Oh, they love to do it. They love to say that was our idea.
They love it.
That was our idea. That was our idea.
But Christian, why not give it to them?
Because this one wasn't theirs. Because I did think.
But
of
what
it
do
before
you
they said it.
gain versus what they gain?
Well, what I want to do is I want to give them in a second after I get some of the thoughts on this McGregor stuff too, because I want to talk about their take on the dong take thing, because
Do they have a dong take on dong take?
Yes, because I sympathize with them.
Dong take.
Yeah, I sympathize with them for a little bit of it, but then I feel that they're completely off the wall on the other side. I'm going to get into it in a second. But Alex, what's the chat room saying about the McGregor Khabib stuff?
It looks like most people are on the side of Khabib, actually.
What? How?
Yeah, like Connor is, like was spitting like racist, like bullshit essentially, and
But why did he fight somebody else?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So they're on his side. They said like, okay, so he should jump into the crowd and potentially he had a reason to jump into the crowd and hurt potential people watching the fight. That's
that's what I'm getting a lot of that.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
But also, it's pretty split.
Read some actual comments on it. What are they saying?
Khabib acted like an idiot. He made Connor tap. He won the battle. So he shouldn't have. That's one that's against Khabib.
Okay.
But
yeah, I agree with that one.